Hi, friends. Welcome to your mat today. I'm Val, and I will be your guide as we journey through a sequence designed for when you are feeling lazy. Yeah, because oftentimes we feel lazy, we're human, right? And tendency when we feel lazy is to feel guilt or shame or like we're not doing enough or we're not being productive. And we get this idea that we're failing, right? Or we're just being lazy. But there is a but. In yoga philosophy, rest is actually not considered to be lazy, but rather it's considered to be wisdom. Yeah, because it allows us to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system when we're being still and lazy. And it's truly in that parasympathetic nervous state that our body is allowed to rest, to heal, to recalibrate back to a space where we can gain more energy and feel more productive. So it's a rainy day here in Southwest Florida. I am feeling quite lazy myself. It's also been the heat of the summer, so sometimes that heat can just really tire us out a lot quicker. So, whatever time of the year or whatever time of the day this is, or wherever you're practicing in the world is fine. I think we can all relate to the fact that we have lazy days. So, this is going to be a class where there is no guilt, no shame, very minimal movement, props if you'd like. I would encourage at least a bolster, or I've got a pillow here. Many of us don't have bolsters, but we all have pillows, I think. So just get yourself a nice thick pillow. You can also do this like bedside or even in your bed. I'll give you some different options if you are practicing in your bed. But this, again, it's just a lazy flow. So you want to get yourself nice and comfy, show up with your body, with your breath, and with any props that you'd like. And I will meet you on the mat. All right, so for our first pose, it'll be a child's pose. Now, you can take it right into a supported child's pose, especially if you're on your bed. You might take your pillow out in front of you. You're going to come to hands and knees. And then you'll find the knees a little wider than hip width apart. You might also like them a little bit more narrow. Just find your perfect width between the knees and then allow the pillow to come underneath the chest to support it. Now, if you don't have a pillow or a bolster, that's fine. And you have a block, you can always support the head with the block and just start to sink the hips down towards the heels. Give a little bit of a sway into the hips, just feeling them nestle in and down. And then as you're ready, you'll allow the chest to soften over your prop or just down towards the ground. And then right away, you might take one cheek to your prop or down towards the ground just to get some of a stretch into the side of the neck. And I'll cue you when to rotate to the other side. We're going to move right into the breath. So if you're feeling some sensation, try to wiggle it out or just try to get comfortable as best as you can. Take a full breath in through the nose, fill all the way up, feel the breath reach down towards the belly press down towards the ground, and then open the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. As you release the breath out, notice this sense of softening. Take two more breaths here, and then we'll switch the gaze over to the opposite side. So just soothing and settling back in, feeling the weight of the upper body reach down towards the support of the earth and the prop. Then feel the weight of the hips getting heavier towards the heels, encouraging a little bit more length and spaciousness into the spine and into the hips. Making any little readjustments the body craves in order to feel right in your perfect little space. And come back to the breath. Follow the breath in and follow the breath out. Maybe you think of tracing it in into the intricacies of the body, almost like one of those mazes that we colored in when we were a child, trying to find your way to the end point. But sometimes we hit a wall, have to redirect to go back until we find that smooth path in the beginning and out and towards the end. So just think of your breath as a beginning and an end, but it weaves and flows right into the next. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. You have many more opportunities to reconnect to that visualization. So just leave it where it's at right now. And on your next inhale, we'll let the head come back through center. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press yourself up to a tabletop position. Nice and easy. Walk the knees under the hips. Feel the hands under the shoulders. You can take your bolster or uh, pillow and place it off to the side. Then we're going to come onto forearms. So just drop the elbows down where the hands are. Feel the lower abdominals hug in. We're just going to take some very gentle cat-cows on your forearm. So as you inhale, the belly drops down, the tail reaches behind you, the heart reaches towards the front of the mat. Feel this lovely stretch through the front body. Then as you exhale, start to tuck the tail. Feel the lower abdominals pull in and up. Press the ground away from you. Soften the chin in towards the chest. Now this is a lazy practice, so don't feel like you need to go to your maximum. Maybe you stay more on your minimum today. Maybe the movement is really, really small. Just enough for you to feel and for you to see. You don't even have to see it. You might close your eyes here. Just take these forward and back motions intuitively, knowing that you can hang out in one versus the other if that feels good. You might even add a little sway of the hip side to side, or even the head and the neck. Some yeses, some nos. And we're going to be here about 5 more rounds of breath. Continue that exploration, noticing that little maze within yourself for the breath to explore into. And then from here, just walk your knees back. Allow your belly to come down to the ground as we find our way into a crocodile pose. Stack the palms. Let your forehead rest on your top palm. And from here, have your feet get a little wider. As the feet grow wider, just create some more space through the pelvis and through the low back. Give a little sway of the hip side to side. Now, if you're on your bed and your bed is quite soft, then you're just kind of moving into the motion of that comfort, that softness. If you're on the floor, it might feel a little harder, and that's okay. It's almost like a little bit of a um, acupressure kind of massage as the ground presses into the thighs and into the hip bones. Mm. Now, depending on how lazy you're feeling, you can stay right here if this is extra yummy. If you're enjoying this and it feels very lovely, then stay here. If you're lazy but want to feel a little bit more productive, that's okay. We all are feeling different ways, so just come through center. And then you can lift your forehead, lift your chest off of the ground. Stay lazy with your hands stacked. If you are looking for a little bit more, you can take this up to a Sphinx pose, bringing the forearms to the mat, elbows under the shoulders. And just lifting up through the chest. Now, one thing you want to make sure of is that you're not dumping into the shoulders and having the shoulders reach up to the ears. So there's a little bit of engagement as you press through the palms, the forearms, and the elbows. Feel like your chest and your heart shining forward. Yeah, so maybe a smile comes to your face. Just a gentle reminder that we are on our mat or our bed or wherever we are practicing to not feel guilty, to not feel any kind of pressure, but rather just to be still, to tap into the space of rest, of healing. And what that does is it promotes cellular regeneration, it promotes a healthy immune system, it decreases our cortisol levels, so we lessen the stress in our lives. And it also just helps us feel good, right? We're still building some flexibility, some mobility, but what's really important is that we're showing up for ourselves even on the days that feel harder because we're a little more tired. Yeah? So just be where you are, hold space here. 2 more rounds of breath. If you're up in your Sphinx, just slowly lower the chest down. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders wherever you are, and then just press back up to a tabletop position. From your tabletop position, find your way to a seat. You might want to sit up on your blanket or your pillow or anything, that's okay. But in this seat, just find cross-legged position. We'll start by crossing the right leg forward first. And feel like your sits bones are rooting down into the ground. Now, if you decided not to sit on the pillow, you can just bring it out in front of you. We're going to take a very gentle fold. So on an inhale, lift up through the chest. And then as you exhale, hinge from the hips. Maybe the hands just rest on the prop, or maybe they come down to the ground. All right, so this will start to bring some length into the tissue that is in the low back and the tissue that breathes into the hips and the glutes. And then to add on, finding length and spaciousness in the back of the neck tissue. Just drop the chin towards the chest. And so the props are really there for you to, get more comfortable. So you might explore how it feels to have a prop under maybe the chest or the arms. And then even maybe you want to support the forehead with your palms, finding your elbows to either the ground or the prop. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. Come back to your visualization of the breath, exploring the beautiful maze of your body. It might zigzag through some areas of tension just to clear that tension away. Utilize the breath with ease rather than force. Like a good sweep of the body in the state that it's in right now. If your head was being supported by your hands, we'll slowly release the hands down and then find your way to a tall spine. Take a moment to pause. Feel the alignment of the head over the shoulders, over the hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Then we'll switch sides. So the left leg will cross in front of the right. Just take note. Feel your seat really anchored down. And then with an inhale, find a lift, a length through the spine. As you exhale, a gentle hinge forward. Now, one side might feel tighter or more spacious than the other, so just move accordingly, support yourself accordingly. You might even start to add some somatics into the body, a little rock, a little sway, a loving massage. Maybe if you bring the elbows to your prop and then the hands to the forehead to support it, you might even use your thumbs to massage your third eye, right in the center of your eyebrows, enhancing your intuition and tapping into that state of connection to your highest self. That self that says it's okay to stop, to show up, and to just be. No need to do constantly. A gentle whisper to yourself, it's okay to be lazy. And take 2 more rounds of breath here. And you'll release your hands down if they were supporting the head and find your way up to that tall spine. As you come to that tall spine, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Ground into your seat, rise through the crown of the head. And from here, we'll move into a butterfly position, bringing the soles of the feet to kiss. Take about 2 hands between your heels and your groin. And once again, just check in with your seat, making sure it's anchored, pulling on any extra flesh if you've got it, just to feel nice and supported. Now your bolster or your blanket or your pillow can come into your lap, and you might just stay here, right? Being a little bit more upright in the spine, but still feeling the openness into the hips. Or you could take it into a bit of a fold and release the torso over the center of the body, letting the head soften. Taking a gentle scan of anywhere in the body that might be holding on to tension. Perhaps in the jaw, or in the eyes, or the cheeks, or the belly, or the thighs, or the toes. Just notice. And in the noticing, soften. effort of gravity to do the work here. Feeling the hips get more open as the outer edges of the knees get heavier towards the ground. And feeling the upper body get closer downwards. And then can you feel your breath into the lowest part of your spine on your next inhalation? And then notice and visualize it rise all the way up the spine to the crown of the head. And then as you breathe out, think of that breath rooting back down. And there's this beautiful line of energy within the spine of the inhalations and the exhalations. And then maybe taking that visualization one step further from being linear up and down, and then bridging out, maybe east and west, into the different limbs, encapsulating the body so the breath can feel whole into yourself. On your next inhale, just slowly begin to rise back into that tall spine if you took the fold. Release any props off of the lap, and then lovingly help your knees towards each other, nice and slow with the support of your hands. And then we're going to come to our backs. So just send the hips forward as you hug the knees into your chest. Draw them close to the body. And a little sway side to side shimmies you. And your shoulders will tuck underneath. The tailbone will get long. But you'll have this added self-massage of the back body into the ground or into the bed. Just bring the arms into a T position. If you want to keep practicing with your prop, have it in a reaching distance. We're going to come into a supine twist. So just start by having the knees over the hips. And from here, drop the knees over to the right side. That prop might come in between the legs or underneath the right leg. As you settle here, just check in. The arms don't have to be in a wide T. They can be a little lesser of an angle. So maybe your left hand comes closer towards your side body. Right? Then the right hand can just relax anywhere it's comfortable, or maybe even come to the outer edge of your top thigh. Just find this a really purifying twist, right? That feels good through the spine to release. Release any lingering chatter in the mind that might be telling you that you're not doing enough. And taking this little chunk of time throughout your day to just be still, to listen, and to honor the body and its needs is in fact enough. All right, so let the eyes soften if they're still open. Send your awareness within. Feel this opposition of your left shoulder getting further grounded as the knees are grounding towards the earth. So envision a sponge or a rag that you're wringing out, and you're moving it in two directions to just cleanse it of all that is within it. We're going to be here for 3 more breaths. Really notice how the breath shifts into the exposed side of the body, right? The left open side. Really feel the breath into it. Maybe you physically put a hand on your ribs and notice that hand move as the breath beneath the skin puffs up and empties out. And then we'll release back through center. If you have a prop in between your legs, you can keep it there. And as we come through center, then we'll just release over to the left. Now, if you have that prop that you'd like underneath that bottom leg, just adjust it here. Give yourself the time that you need to find your comfortable at home space. Same thing with the arms. They don't have to be wide unless you want to take up a lot of space if that feels good. Maybe they could be a little bit more less. Then that top hand, or rather your left hand, might come to the top of your right thigh, just adding a little bit more support, a further rooting sensation. And I didn't mention it on the previous side, but you can just allow the head to remain neutral. If you kept it neutral on the previous side, then you can continue to keep it neutral here. But it also can gaze over the right shoulder. And the awareness shifts back into the exposed side of the body, this side, the right. So envision with the mind or feel physically with the hand, the breath rising and falling, ebbing and flowing, just like your energy ebbs and flows through having energy and feeling lazy. Right? There's this effort and this ease, this softness and hardening. And in the midst of it all is the arrival, the presence, the showing up. One more full breath here. And as you release, you'll bring yourself back through center. And you can take your prop with you. And as we set up for Shavasana, you can use it one of few ways. You might want to feel a bit more grounded. So maybe just the weight of your prop comes over your front side. And if you want to feel more supported in the low back, you might bend into the knees. Bring the bolster underneath the knees and then lengthen them along so they have a little bit of support and lift. Or you can just use it as an actual pillow for the head. I'm going to keep mine underneath the knees, but if you have any other variations that you'd like to take, then go there. And just allow yourself to get out any last minute wiggles, any last minute fidgets. And then gift yourself one more controlled breath. So breathe in through the nose, fill up, fill up, fill up, fill all the way up. Hold it at the top. And then sigh the breath out. Empty out, empty out, empty out, empty out. Feel like your front body is gluing down towards your back body. And then just let the breath be natural. No more effort. No more focus on what it needs to look like or feel like. But it just flows into the river of organic breath. Natural ease on the ins. Soft surrender on the outs. Allow the body just to unravel. Unravel any lingering tension. As you find yourself in this beautiful space of just being. For these last few moments, know that you can hang out here once this video ends. You can even put on an extended Shavasana that I will link in the description below if you want to kind of stay in this comfy, cozy space. But otherwise, wherever you are, just take note of how you were feeling when you began class to how you feel right now as class comes to an end. Just start to explore some gentle movement through the fingers and the toes, allowing that to further up into the wrists and down into the ankles. And then into the elbows. Bend the elbows, reach the arms back behind, take a full body stretch, point through the toes. And then we'll allow the knees to hug into the chest, so just remove any props that are with you if you have them. Find one last rock side to side. And then we'll land in a fetal pose on either side, supporting the head with the bottom arm. And here, as we pause in this moment of rest, just whisper a thank you to yourself. Or even on the lazy days, we can still be productive without a lot of effort. Use the strength of your hands, press yourself up to an easy seat, finding your way into a tall spine. And maybe you want to keep that cozy comfiness with you, and you might take your prop and just rest it on your lap for your hands and your arms to be supported by. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Take any movement that the body asks in these last moments. And then bring your hands in front of your heart space. Allow the head to soften down to the heart, bridging this connection of body and mind, harmony and unison. The light within connects us all. It journeys us home. We say thank you to it. Thumbs to your third eye, forehead center, to honor your highest, truest, most authentic self. Because the more we can honor that within ourselves, the more we can honor that within each other. As we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. Thank you for showing up during this lazy little flow. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're feeling a little bit more productive. If you're still feeling lazy, remember, no guilt, no shame, no pressure. We have lazy days, and that is okay. You still did something, even just in the showing up and the gentle movement. Feel free to share any feedback in the comments below, where you're practicing, maybe what kind of lazy day you're having, and I look forward to practicing with you soon. Namaste.